North Carolina Representative Madison Cawthorn recently attempted to lecture his fellow congressman on facts, and, well, it went like this.
It was Thomas Jefferson that said facts are stubborn things, and whatever may be our wishes or the dictates of our passions, they cannot alter the state of facts and evidence. Let's cast our eyes over the facts, shall we?
Yes. Yes, let's cast our eyes over the facts. I'm so glad, Madison, you brought that up. Because it turns out the very thing that you were quoting about facts is factually incorrect. It turns out that the quote Cawthorn misattributed to Thomas Jefferson is actually from John Adams. And ironically enough, he was making that statement during his defense of British soldiers who fired upon the crowd during the Boston Massacre. To which I say, oops, sad. Adams was also likely quoting a proverb previously quoted by at least two different French writers, Tobias Smollett and Alain René Lesage. So, come on. You want to talk about facts. You want to talk about facts. Interestingly enough, using that quote and misattributing it, if those two were alive, Madison and Jefferson, first of all, blow their freaking minds. But all right, if they were alive, well, they would hate this. Turns out they were not fans of each other. In fact, during the election of 1800, and so this is where the history buff in me kind of comes out, this was dubbed one of the nastiest elections in history, where they were against each other. Jefferson supporters had accused Adams of having a, quote, hideous, hermaphroditical character. Jesus. While Adams' camp called Jefferson a, quote, mean-spirited, low-lived fellow. Jefferson also hired a journalist, James Callender, to smear him in the press, including planning a false story that wanted to start a war with France. On the day of Jefferson's inauguration, Adams took the early stagecoach out of Washington to rejoin Abigail and Quincy and was not present during the ceremony. They would not exchange another word for 12 years. Not only did, of course, Cawthorn misappropriate this quote massively, but also confused people who hated each other. Fun. That is not surprising considering Madison Cawthorn's very poor level of education. In fact, he was homeschooled as a child, and I'm not saying that all homeschooling is bad or wrong, but I'm saying it did not have a good effect with Mr. Cawthorn, who attended a single semester of college, earning mostly D's. D is in disaster. Yikes. Suffice to say, he got obliterated on social media. In fact, here's Charles Johnson of Little Green Footballs that says, that wasn't Thomas Jefferson, it was John Adams. What an ignorant, posturing jackweasel. That's a new one, or maybe that's an old one. Another person says, just one of the stupidest people in Congress. I mean, Gohmert level stupidity. Okay, let's be fair about this one, all right? There are so many dumb Republicans in Congress right now that they're in the middle of a dumb off. They really are. They keep trying to out-stupid each other. Again, you got Ted Cruz. You got Louis Gohmert. You've got Matt Gaetz. And on and on. On and on. So many people. Again, Gohmert talked about trying to move the moon for climate change. Jesus. One of the dumbest people in Congress. All right, more. Another person says, I give Madison Cawthorn credit for consistently being wrong about everything. True. Another person says, imagine being on this guy's staff. You'd do this to him too. Another person adds to that, I suspect his staff is similarly not very bright. Maybe. Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene. No, she's not just dumb, she's crazy. She is insanity. Or, she's insane. pure insanity that comes from her mouth. And then, let's see, Philip Davis says, had he actually attended a school, he'd know Jefferson didn't actually say that. But I guess his mom doesn't know her history as well as she wrote up in his homeschool curriculum. Absolute morons, idiocracy, true. And then finally, getting a fact wrong about a quote about facts. Cawthorn is next level. That is some Inception level shit right there. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.